It's a wet, rainy, breezy day out today, so we're going to be working under the cover and moving our wiring from the cabinet through the console frame into the console. Stormy and noisy today, but last night we were able to bolt on our radar dome and move our cables through. And now what we have to do is feed it through here, through the framing and into the console to get to the back of the Garmin unit. I'm going to pull the larger cable first, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie some line to this so that when I pull it through, I have a line to pull the second cable through. Several lines on. Feed it through a loop, pull this down, that should lock it in well enough, and then we're just going to use electrical tape and tape it and make it smooth. Okay, so that's that line. Now what I've done before is I've left lines from previous pulls, and we're going to use one of these. I'm just going to use this blue one, I think, and we're going to use that to pull our line through. So first thing first, we have to cut the blue line, and we're going to have to tie it to our cable. There we go. Now we'll want to tape all that smooth so there's no loose end here. So it's nice because it tapers out. That'll make a nice smooth end. Okay, so we have our blue pull line, we've got our blue line tied to our yellow line, and this tied and taped to our power line. We're going to start by advancing that in there and getting past that first curve, and it's already going down well. So now we'll move into the console. So right here we have our pull line coming out. We're just going to pull on that. Got stuck a little bit, so we'll go pull it back and forth a little bit. Feed that through. See if we can't get that to come out. There it is. Now we could pull the rest of our power cable through. So this is kind of our spare pull line. This is the yellow line that we put in when we pulled our power cable. Now we're gonna cut that, and now we can tie that to our data cable and pull our data cable through. The question you have to ask yourself is, should I pull the skinny one through first or the bigger one through first? I chose to pull the bigger one through, but I'm not sure that there's a rule one way or the other. Okay, same thing is I'm just going to wind this on here. So it's pull a little, push a little, pull a little, push a little, and eventually it comes through. Okay. So now you can see we're pulling our data cable through. So one thing I forgot to do is I've got this pull line that's still there, but I want to replace the blue line that was originally there. So before I pull all of my cable through, I'm going to tie another piece of yellow line to the data cable to pull that through. So if I have any other cables I ever need to pull through, I have it available. So now as we pull our data cable through, we will have a spare pull line for any other cabling we want to put through there. Seal it with a little bit of tape. I'm going to leave a little bit of cable in the console or in the glove compartment here with the power cable. Again, we'll take and zip tie that up so that it's out of the way, but leaves us enough room to do any service work should we need to in the future. So as you can see, we have plenty of cabling. We have 2 pull lines still available to us. And tighten that one up. And now we'll have to splice on ends to the data cable, as well as rings to connect to the battery. Okay, we're almost there. We're going to leave some laxity in here so that we have plenty of room should we make any adjustments, maybe put in a new unit, something like that. All right. I always like to leave a little bit of cable, so we'll probably take and use some cable ties and tie that up. Keep that organized there, out of the way, so we can continue to use this console for storage. Okay, so we've got our cabling. I'm going to separate my data cable from my power cable here. Move our light over to here so it's not shining in our eyes. And I want to leave a little extra, so I'm going to leave a little extra. I can always coil it up. This is 14 gauge wire. Nice in there, twist. Okay, to ends, we're gonna wait until we get everything connected up before we turn on the power, but we've got a little extra cable in case we need it. Curl that up. I'll be ready to go here in just a minute. One thing I forgot to do was to wire in my fuse. So we're going to do that next. There we go. Just like having that extra cuff. See how that can damage that plastic? That's why I like putting a little bit of something over the top of it. Just a little bit more. Now cover the whole piece. go. I'll get this end. That. That doesn't need to be that long. Fits nicely. Heat this portion. This up. Okay, that's ready to go. Put that down there. Okay. Now, we'll want to do our data cable. Our data cable is going to go in there. Same thing is we're going to want some laxity. What if we decide to move our unit over to there? So we're going to cut it here. Gives plenty of slack. Now inside I did a demonstration on how to wire these. Just simply because it's better video quality and it's easier to do video it at the table. But now I'm going to do the real thing out here in the real world, and hopefully it all comes together. Next, I'm going to slide on my cable protector. And then the cable clamp system. Again, this is kind of a compression system, so you got to work your way through it. There we go. Then I'm going to cut the outside insulation. Now I want to give myself plenty of room the foil wrapping and the plastic wrapping can come off. we go. These metal wires fold down. Untwist all of these. And then again, this is the A side. So I'm going to go white, orange, orange, white, green, and blue. Then white, blue, then green, then white, brown, then brown. Okay, got them all in line. I'm going to pull on them a little bit, get them straight. I want to have the original cable to reference against. Okay. So I've got my wires organized. I'm going to be sure, referencing the original wiring, that I've got them in the right direction. So our clip pin is up on this. I'm going to flip it around so the clip pin is down. That means I want to spin these around so they match the colors. And again, going through the sequence, it's white, orange, orange. White, green, blue, white, blue, green, white, brown, brown. Then I'm just going to take and trim these across so that they are all even on the end. That's this side of the cutter. Nice and even. Okay. This is a real deal, so measure twice, cut once. The back side is what I'm going to be looking at. White, orange, orange. White, green, blue. White, blue, green. White, brown, brown. Get them as close together as I can without messing up the order. Slide them into the back side. Okay. White, orange, orange. White, green, blue. White, blue, green. White, brown. Then brown's the last one. Okay. Looks good. That's down. So we're going to go all the way to the end now. All the way in. Gasket is still in there. Got my coupler. I've got my line protector. And I've got my cap seal. Okay. So the crimper ends this end, so I want my plates to be in that side. There's a slot for the pin. Fits in just like it's the jack. Crimper down. Hold the full 5 seconds. Make sure it gets through that insulation. And there's our data cable. Okay. You can bring this down. That clip goes into there. This slides up to that and we'll screw in, and that'll clamp down that compression fitting. So you're going to want to use a wrench and tighten those up. And then the last thing is to put your sealing washer in there, and that's right there. Okay, let me get a wrench. We'll tighten that down. Got data cable up. Going to put our O-ring on. Should fit right around there. Okay, last step here is to tighten this on. It's plastic, so you can't be too rough with it. Okay, there's tight. Now, both of these are labeled Ethernet. So, plug it in. Tighten down the watertight. Now, power's hooked up. Data cable and power cable are there. We'll bind those together. And we'll zip tie the rest of that together as well. See what it has to say about its new buddy. I agree. Okay. Radar select. Ready to transmit. How do I transmit? Menu, transmit radar, spinning up. There it is, John. I will note that I did move the power terminals over to the bus bar so that we wouldn't be running the radar at all times, and we could shut off the radar with the house batteries. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.